your wisdom and your experience, your vast experience, especially with legal matters and cases and stuff like that, is uncommon. Your honesty about such things, about yourself and such things, is something that brings a tremendous amount of value to your input, which is why, we wanted to have this conversation with you today about some things that are happening in and around our community, our culture, and get your sage's insight on these things.
Absolutely.
So a little while before you sat down, I was watching a video and I see that they just found 3 young brothers guilty for the XXXTentacion, right? His murder, right? So I'm looking at this video and I see these 3, well-groomed, suited and, button-up shirts and blazers and stuff like that, and they're sitting there just as calm and demure, and you would never think that they would be involved in the level of foolishness that was around this situation. Are you hip to that? These young kids just getting found guilty for this?
I wasn't. No.
Yeah. So it's 3 young brothers, and they've got video of them that, or they found stuff on their phone where they had taken pictures of with the money that they'd taken from them. So, for those who are not aware of the particulars around that situation, XXX had gone to a motorcycle shop. He stopped by a bank and picked up $50,000 before going. And as he sat in his car, these guys had followed him from the bank, I guess, and they, pulled out on him, went to rob him, whatever. I guess he might have resisted, and then they shot him to death.
Wow.
Wow. And then it's broad daylight, and then they ran off and, did whatever they did, but they got video and all kind of stuff, and pictures, I guess, in their phone for sure that were used as evidence against them in their case. So they look to be somewhere around mid-20s, something like that at most. And it's just 3 young men who just squandered their lives, or the better part of their lives, if they ever see the street again. And for $50,000, bro.
Wow.
Like,
unbelievable.
What's your, for one, what do you think they're going to end up getting as sentences?
Well, when you're talking about robbery, murder, that could be capital. That could be a capital punishment case. Definitely here in California. I don't know what state were they
in. I'm not certain.
Because each state is a little different. But anywhere, the system is really hard on robbery murders. It's worse than if me and you get into an argument and you hit me in the mouth and I got a gun and I pull a gun out and shoot you. That's kind of like the easiest murder to get. Right. But when you're talking about plotting, stalking, robbing, and it could have been a kidnapping involved as well, because if they moved him, anywhere, if they told him to drive up, I think you only have to move him maybe 10 feet, 15 feet, and it becomes kidnapping. It's just a number of charges that could be actually added to the situation on top of the murder.
And this happened in Florida.
They could be executed.
Deerfield Beach, Florida.
They could be executed. And
I think Florida has a death penalty.
Florida has a death penalty, and they use the death penalty.
Yes, they do.
And the kind of people that they really like using it for is people who commit robbery murders.
Yeah. Especially young brown people.
No question, I'm sure that I haven't saw statistics, but when I was in prison and not that I had a murder case, but it's just when you're doing law, just certain things just like grab your attention. You might be reading a law book and then you run across somebody getting a capital punishment case and you just want to know more about it and you just have yourself, just running through it. But when I was in the law, blacks were the most executed people on death row.
That is, the statistics will bear that out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure.